I'm sitting in the car, having just pulled it out of the garage. In today's video, we are going to tackle the piles of thrifted inventory that are sitting in bags, on shelves, in boxes, inside my garage. I call them house piles. We're going to get those into my inventory spreadsheet because I have been procrastinating doing that. Come along and watch as I go from I don't even know what's here to organized, logged, and ready to list on eBay. Step one, we're going to take stock and see what we need to deal with today. If you missed one of my very first videos where I came clean about the true size of my death pile, let's take a quick look at the house piles that are sitting in the garage. We've got, that's from a garage sale, these two. That's from a Goodwill bins trip, probably from 2 to 3 months ago. We've got another Goodwill bins trip here. Bags. Moving on, we have probably a couple of Goodwill bins trips on this shelf. Hard to see what's in there. It's going to be a bit of a fun exploration when I open the bags. This is from a small town thrift store in Cochrane, Alberta, probably 2 months ago. This is another small local Mission thrift store, bag full of goodies there. We've got a box from a Goodwill store and some big items like this wine rack, this art easel. Gotta get those things listed. Then we have a box and another box, probably 2 to 3 thrift shops combined in there. In addition to my paint sprayer, we have this Kipling large duffel bag, travel bag, full of stuff. Moving along, you may recognize this vintage desk. Haven't done anything with that yet, but it's serving as a nice shelving unit. 2 suitcases filled with items from the Goodwill thrift store. Another Goodwill trip in this box. And oh, hello, Bert and Ernie. Puppets from an estate sale. So this is a couple bags from an estate sale. And another Goodwill bins trip. This is what we have to get in the spreadsheet so it's documented and ready to list. I think we are all set up and good to go. Let me explain how I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna do it in a batch kind of process. So I got myself an empty tote. I'm gonna put each batch or a particular thrift trip or a garage sale day or whatever, a bunch of items here. Then I've got my 3 bins lined up. 1 is for items that can be listed on eBay immediately, good to go. 2 is items that just need a quick de-stickering or a quick wipe or something before they can be listed. And the 3rd bin is going to be for project items. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a bit of a sucker for a handbag that just needs some love, or a pair of shoes that's dirty but great value if I get them cleaned up. Those ones, of course, as you know, will take more time. So I'm going to separate them out so as to be able to list those things that can be listed quickly right away. Three things from that last clip that I wanted to point out. One is this was actually the stuff I got at the Okotoks parade of garage sales and a quick thrift stop I did in Okotoks after that. So it was actually already in my spreadsheet. I was just double checking that I had captured everything correctly. 2, this golf head cover, which I had not noticed at the time, has a bit of a rip in it. So I paid $1. Oh well, it is not going to be for sale. 3, the penguin picture, how cute. And all of these books are for personal use, so I will not be putting them in my 3 bins. 4, I realized that I was hunching over too much, and after doing that for a while, I would have probably sore shoulders and a sore neck, so got myself a better workstation where I can be ergonomically correct with better posture, not for the wrists, but for the back. And I guess there's 5 things. this little golf ball. You might wonder why that's hanging there. It's actually the little sign that I have pulled my car in to the right spot in the garage. So didn't think about that when I chose to film right here, but hey, whatever, we'll roll with it. On to the next batch. A couple insights on that last batch. I bought that stuff on March 24th. Yikes. So almost 3 months ago. So it was a little bit tricky to remember what was the Goodwill color tag of the day, that the items were 50% off that day. Anywho, lesson, right? Don't let it sit so long because you'll forget what you just did when it's been 3 months. Some quick notes, fun things in there, some Anthropology, those monogrammed mugs that spell love, so that's fun. You saw Nathan pop in there for a second. He's running out to do a few errands. So you got a little shot of him. A couple of personal items also in there. That one sack handbag and those pair of black sandals, just my size. In that particular batch, I spent $82.25 for all of that. And about $70 of that is for resale. And like I said, a few items for personal use. So mix of vintage kitchen, some glassware, some new in box champagne glasses, a little bit of everything. That's the kind of seller I am on eBay. That was a lot of good stuff. That was a Goodwill bins haul from May the 3rd. Just checking my notes here. 23 pounds of items. We had a total of 29 items. So when you do the math with $1.65 a pound, our price per item for what you just saw me logging into the spreadsheet is $1.31. And there were some really cool finds in there. Just to throw out a few examples, Kate Spade wallet, travel on bag, lug bag, pack safe bag. So those are going to be popular with travel season upon us. You saw some martial arts, protective gear, mitts and boots. Who knows? I must have looked them up at the time. A Coach wallet, Rebecca Minkoff, pretty large pink and white tote bag, Badgley Mishka, black leather handbag, this Crumpler messenger bag, which was the last item. So lots of really cool stuff. And again, I know not everyone has this, but am I so fortunate to have a buy-in cost for these items of $1.31 each. This is what happens when you don't look after your stuff right when you get home. Do I know better? Of course I do. I just let it get a little out of control. So I had been to that same, it's called Mission Thrift. It's a local Calgary small neighborhood thrift store. I'd been there on 2 different occasions. And when I went to inventory, what I knew came from there in that black leather backpack, I was getting it a little mixed up with which visit was that from. Anyway, it took me a minute or two to sort it out, but I've got it straight now. So again, I'm never gonna let this, okay, never say never, but I'm really gonna try hard not to let this happen again where I don't immediately inventory my stuff right after I get home from a thrift trip. Lesson learned, we hope.
Hey, I guess you weren't expecting to see me. I decided I'd butt into the video to change things up a little bit between time lapses and all that. I just wanted to show you that in this past clip, the past time lapse that she did, I just took some photos from these items. Check it out. These large woven, whatever they are, I don't know if there's anything else, but she must have organized them all in some way. That just caught my eye. And I just realized these are all items that were in the last time lapse, so that's a correction on the last clip. And I also wanted to show you guys how it is like 2 weeks into her vacation and I still haven't cracked the jelly beans. And that is probably because these are taking me a long time to finish. They're not my favorite, but I decided I'm going to make myself finish these before those. And so it's been a good challenge. Eat a candy that I don't like. That's essentially where I'm at, what I'm doing, and check out what I ended up getting listed. All these bags and random things like yarn and stuffed animals, carafes, pictures. This was a real random bin. Pepper grinders. I especially wanted to point out this bell because it's worth about $160. Just a random copper bell that Dawn found at the thrift store. Who would have thought? I'd also seen a comment saying, how are you going to deal with all of your breakables when you just have this closet? Well, that's not the only one, and I'll show you what I got done. I did some storage reorganizing, so now we have 2 full cupboards able to be used for breakables. Here's the other one. It's got some in it, but that's 2 more cupboards than we had. I also cleared out all of Dawn's books from this shelf. So this one got very, very full very quickly. And we still have a bit of this cupboard left below. That's about it. I just thought it'd be cool to show you that while Dawn is, well, it was a long time ago, but while Dawn was doing all of that, putting things into the spreadsheet, I was busy too.
That last one was kind of a fun one. You saw I purchased some light fixtures. One sort of a crystal hanging chandelier ceiling fixture. That one I believe I paid $12. And these 2 table lamps, which say tested, and I'm sure they are, not vintage or old or anything, but I like the glass shape, and they were $6 each. You can't buy any lamps for that price with a gold finial on the top. Cool. It felt like my birthday, opening these things out of the bag that were wrapped in tissue paper. The ladies in this Mission thrift store are so nice. They wanted to keep everything safe, and I guess that's the paper they were using is tissue paper. How fun is that? That was from the Goodwill bins on April the 10th. I think I was there for quite a few hours, and there were 48 pounds, my bad. 78 items for $79. So average cost on that day was $1.02. So if you saw me chucking things that way, those were some personal items or things that I bought for gifts for people. And the things that I tossed that way were the items that are going to be listed for sale. And there were 46 items added to my inventory for $46.71. So just over $1 per item. And getting this all inventoried is a really big step towards cleanup. So let's keep going. That was another big one that we've got locked down in the spreadsheet now. And some interesting items. So that was 24 pounds at the Goodwill bins. Total price was $39.60. And that is in addition to the $5 that I paid separately for the Kipling rolling duffel bag suitcase. In the end of the day, 24 of those 40 items were for resale. A whole bunch of personal things. You saw me tossing that way. The resale stuff I put this way in the bins, which by the way are getting quite full. And so just wanted to highlight just a couple of things. So what I spent for resale is about $28, and I just wanted to call out a few items. So this little unassuming little sash bag, faux leather. It had a 75 or 80% sell-through rate on eBay in various different colors for anywhere from $60 to $80. So you just heard me say I spent $28 on all of the 24 items that I'm going to resell, and this one item could bring about, over $50 profit. That's how this goes. These two little cosmetic bags, Aqua de Parma, they are Aqua de Parma for Air Canada. So these are the cosmetic bags that business class passengers would receive when they take an overnight flight, and obviously in business class. I had 3 of these that I found at 2 different times, different style, more of like a toiletry sort of shape, but they sold very quickly on eBay. The set of 3, I put them together for $35. So again, I paid $2 for these 2. We'll see if somebody might want to add to their collection.
Update. Somebody did want them. As you can see, they delivered June 23. So that's 2 days after they were put in the spreadsheet. I must have listed them in one day, and then they just went like hotcakes. Look at the total buying price. Oh man.
This is starting to get exciting. I only have 3 of my house piles left, and then, as far as I know, every single thing on this property is in my inventory spreadsheet, which is a huge advancement from where I started this morning. Let's get that tackled and get it done. Well, that was a big haul of glass. On that particular day, I found quite a few things that were the color tag of the day, so 50% off. But I was also, for whatever reason, in a mood to shop for some decor for my own house. So some of those colored glass, blown glass vases and things, the orange, green, white, and then that little glass elephant. I guess I was in a glass mood. Some of those were for personal use, but still a good amount for resale. Okay, we're getting caught up now. The last one with all those coffee carafes. If you watched, you may have seen that in one of my very first videos. But yes, I had gotten those 6 metal carafe, sort of commercial restaurant grade coffee pots and quite a few other things in the spreadsheet. And now off we go to the next. So that was store 2 of the visit I made last month to the Wynn's thrift stores when they had their 50% off sale. You can see I got a bunch of handbags, a B. Makowski bag, travel on, little sports sack heart thing, and some hair products, some little hairsprays for myself for travel, and these sort of Salon Redken brand products. I checked them out on eBay, bought them for $2, and they sell for a lot more than that. So nice to sell something brand new. Next up, the last Wynn store, and then only one more haul after that, and I am caught up. Almost there. Second last haul, notated, ready to go. Wanted to just quickly tell you about these set of 2 mugs from Chefsware USA, vintage as I understand it, from Twin Peaks, diner mugs. Sad day for Flippity Flipped. These I bought for, I think I paid $1 for both of them. And somewhere between the store and here and now, this one got chipped. It's not broken all the way through, but it's definitely chipped. And sadly, these set of 2 sold last on eBay for $86. So goodbye, 40 some dollars worth of profit. Oh well. You know what? In the grand scheme of things, at least I'm really only out 50 cents. I didn't lose $40. I just lost 40 possible dollars. Anyway, things happen. If this is the worst thing that happens today, it's still not that bad. Now, on to the very last haul, and then I am caught up. Well, that was a doozy of a day, but very productive. So what's my lesson? Do not procrastinate. Do not let things get out of control. Those are kind of obvious, but as we've been doing much better lately, when I get home from thrifting, I need to just immediately take a few minutes, log it into the spreadsheet, and that means that critical step is done. So we can then go right ahead and get items listed on eBay. We had an example today where something that I bought less than a week ago, we got it listed right away, sold already. So this is the flow, this is the workflow that we want to have going forward, and I'm going to try really, really hard never to let this happen again. Thank you, as always, for watching, and until next time, ciao.